You're about to knock down a wall to open up your kitchen. In the real world, if that wall is load-bearing, or if your new island doesn't actually fit the space, that mistake will cost you thousands of dollars to fix. To avoid that, you look for 3D home design software. But the marketing pages for these tools all look exactly the same. They show gorgeous, photorealistic living rooms and promise you can get those exact results in minutes, even with zero experience. But underneath those glossy renders, these programs operate on completely different logic. This chart breaks down the home design software landscape. The real difference between these tools comes down to two things: ease of use on the x-axis and architectural precision on the y-axis. Ease of use determines how you actually build a room. Are you instantly dropping a pre-made sofa into a space, or are you manually drawing the geometric lines to build that sofa from scratch? Architectural precision determines your final output. Are you getting a rough 3D approximation of how a room feels, or a mathematically accurate blueprint a contractor can actually build from? We aren't going to rank these programs from worst to best. Instead, we're going to match how they are built to the specific problem you are trying to solve. If you pick a tool just because it has a massive list of features, rather than matching it to your project's physical stakes, you will end up frustrated, and your design will stay stuck on your computer. Let's start with the visual decorators, platforms like Planner 5D, Homestyler, and Floor Planner. You rely entirely on massive digital catalogs, dragging pre-made walls and furniture right into a blank space. Since you aren't drawing anything, the software instantly generates highly realistic 3D virtual walkthroughs. To see if a navy blue accent wall works with a mid-century modern couch, you can test that idea in about 5 minutes with almost zero friction. But that speed comes at a cost. These tools generally lack strict precision snapping or advanced structural customization. You are limited to what is in their library. If your home has a unique structural shape, or you want to model a custom architectural feature, a catalog-based system will block you from creating it accurately. When your project requires real-world dimensions down to the millimeter to order materials or map out plumbing, these tools fall short. The visual decorators prioritize aesthetic speed over structural integrity. They are perfect for styling a room, but they lack the exactness required for pulling permits or tearing down walls. That brings us to the second category, the structural floor planners. This includes tools like Room Sketcher and Home Designer. Their logic is entirely different. Here, you are forced to draft a precise 2D layout before you ever see a 3D model. You have to input strict measurements. The software uses automated dimensioning to lock your walls, windows, and floor platforms to exact mathematical specifications. The result of that strict input is a highly accurate, contractor-ready floor plan that translates directly to a physical construction site. Because the structure is locked in with precise numbers, you can reliably analyze spatial flow and verify exact clearances for cabinets and doors.
However, this rigid workflow is noticeably slower and less intuitive than the drag-and-drop decorators. If you just want to see how a new rug looks under your coffee table, entering exact wall thicknesses and ceiling heights will feel over-engineered and frustrating. But those strict rules exist for a reason. They act as guardrails, preventing you from designing geometry that is physically impossible to build. Structural floor planners require more effort up front and delay the visual payoff. But if you are moving physical walls and handing plans to a contractor, exactness is mandatory. Finally, we have the most complex category, the blank canvas builders, dominated in the beginner space almost entirely by SketchUp. It drops you into an empty void. There are no pre-made rooms to drag in. You draw your objects manually, line by line. Instead of searching a catalog for a specific window frame, you manipulate basic geometry to build that window frame yourself. Looking at the interface, you are immediately presented with a massive list of highly specific editing panels and commands just to get started. Using the push-pull tool or the offset tool requires you to learn a completely new mental model of how 3D space operates. The payoff for mastering that toolset is absolute, unrestricted control over your environment. This canvas lets you model custom cabinetry, intricate rooflines, or unique architectural details that don't exist in the pre-made catalogs of other programs. But that power comes with a severe trade-off. The learning curve here completely eclipses the other two categories. As a beginner, You will need to spend hours watching dedicated tutorials before you can successfully draft even 4 basic walls and a floor. SketchUp offers infinite architectural possibility, but to unlock it, you must pay a steep, non-negotiable cost in time and patience to master the canvas. Now that we know how these tools are built, we can match them to what you are actually trying to build. The golden rule here is to ignore the marketing renders. Base your decision entirely on how much time you are willing to spend learning the software's interface. This flowchart shows how to find the right tool. Start by defining the primary goal of your project. If your goal is purely aesthetic, like testing paint colors, buying new furniture, or rearranging a room, and you want results quickly, use HomeStyler or Planner 5D. If this is your goal, avoid SketchUp. The learning curve will kill your momentum before you even place your first couch. If you are planning a physical renovation that involves moving walls, verifying clearances, and handing plans to a contractor, use Room Sketcher or Home Designer. If you need to build custom cabinetry, work with unique architecture, and refuse to be boxed in by a preset catalog, use SketchUp. Just remember the strict condition for that route. You must commit to watching beginner tutorials first, or the blank canvas will overwhelm you. Success in 3D home design doesn't come from downloading the program with the longest feature list. It comes from choosing the tool that perfectly matches the physical stakes of your project.